to give you an idea of the community. This is on the east side of Gateway, called Cypress Cay. And you can see it's kind of a square-shaped pond. The green lines represent storm sewer easements that are coming from the road out to the pond, which gave us access to the pond. And what we were doing is, this pond had a serious erosion problem all the way around. This happens to be one of our ponds that has a requirement for littorals. And the littoral requirement was 1 littoral per lineal foot of pond. It doesn't say how you put it. You could put 1 every foot, or you could go into areas in like corners and around structures and put them in groups of like 50 feet, 100 feet, just to make equal the total. This pond has about 1,800 feet, so that means we had 1,800 littorals. If we put them 3 abreast, that means we need 600 feet of littorals. If you went 4, then it'd be 450 feet of littorals, and then you can divide it 100 feet, 100 feet, 100 feet, 100 feet, and make up your deal. Well, our problem was, on this pond, we put in the Armamax material, the 20-year netting, and now we have to come back and we're going to have to cut it to meet the littoral requirements. We don't want to do that again on the drawing. And then we go into the actual lake drawing and we show the sections of the edges of the pond, and you can see somehow see the escarpments, and see that the fact that it's not at 4-to-1. The county and the state have pretty much told us that whenever the slopes drop off more than 3.5-to-1, you've got an issue to go in and address. So we've got a lot that are at 3-to-1, even 2-to-1. So we've got work to do. This drawing here is the whole plan of how it looks. We have the slope coming from the yard, and then down into the lake, and then across the bottom of the lake. The control elevation is generally in this area. Well, you can see the line on the drawing here. That's the control elevation. That is the elevation at which the water level is normal, what we call normal pool, and the weir is the water's right at the edge of the weir. As the water starts going over the weir, it starts going up. We've tried to put in a fabric that we wrap into a trench up on the dry land, bring it down about anywhere from 10 to 12 feet into the water, and then we put a donut at the bottom, which is nothing more than either stone or the rolled fabric, and nailed down into the lake with spikes to basically hold this and keep it from sliding. This area here, you can see this was the shape of the lake before. We had to bring in fill material to fill this. That's what had eroded into the lake. So as the water levels go up and down, this used to just erode out. And you can see what it's done. It's just carved out a deal. And that's not uncommon in Gateway. Some places in Gateway, it drops off significantly and then does that. And that's called the escarpment, that we have to take care of that. But this fabric is laid, comes up into the trench, and wrapped around. Then you fill this, and then this whole thing sod is back to the control elevation, and then from the control elevation down, we've been using a crushed stone, a white stone, where we don't have littorals. Now, where we have littorals in the future, then what we'll do is we'll leave out the stone, put in a different type of a fabric that we can drill holes in, and place the littorals, try to get those to grow and stabilize the bank.